From the hallowed grounds of Fenway Park, MLB The Show's Game of the Week is coming your way. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Miami Marlins. And this is the rubber match, Siggy.
And these games can really shape your season, Boog. You always want to come through when you have a chance to win a series. That'll boost confidence amongst the entire organization.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So, almost ready to get underway. Getting the nod in this one, Edward Cabrera. But, Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to perform well at their home ballpark, in front of their fans, in front of the city. And you know this guy no different. He wants to be more effective here. So, you know, you look at the numbers. They haven't been great at home. I'm sure he wants to turn that around, and we'll see if he's able to start that in this one.
Next offering is in the dirt. On the inside corner for a strike.
Nasty 2-0 slider there for a strike. That tells you he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch.
That one fouled off, 2-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Swing and a line drive. That's a base hit into center field. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Batting second.
Here's Mookie now. 3 for 8 in the series coming in. In there for strike one. Cabrera, the tall righty, 26 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. And he deals. Runner on the go. Pitch misses. Throw. Save. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball. Ohtani at second with nobody out. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
Look out! And it hit him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. First and second, no outs. Freddie Freeman steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Outside with a breaking ball. Pitch misses. Ball 2.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
First and second, no outs. Here in the 3rd and final game of the series. Outside. Full count now. Aaron Judge in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Popped up, and the infield fly rule call. Time to check out the Dodgers lineup. It features one of the sport's true superstars, Shohei Ohtani.
Well, he's leading the National League in runs scored, and it's kind of a weird individual stat, but I tell you what, somebody's got to plate those runs, and it seems like he's right in the middle of all of those big innings that they've been having this season. We'll see if he can be a catalyst in this one.
Aaron Judge in the box now, takes strike one.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
And that's off the inside edge. 1-1. Now it's belted deep to left, way out of here, home run. And now they're out front. It's 3-0. He put a charge into that one.
That was a lightning swing right there, no doubt about it.
Chris, that ball came out hot. So let's see what StatCast has to say.
Yeah, it really did, Boog. 111 miles per hour off the bat, and a really nice launch angle as well. Just a beautiful swing from start to finish.
One down. And now the veteran third baseman. And a foul ball. High in the air, out to right. Sanchez gets under it. Drops into the glove. And there are two down.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter. And a tough one at that. Well, lots of pitches thrown in this first inning. It's kind of that nightmare scenario for starting pitching. But you know what? It's still early enough. He can settle in. He can get some length if he just cleans up his mechanics a little bit.
Yeah, that's in for a strike. 0-2 now.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
Let's go.
Throws to first. Back inside Fenway Park. Today's starting pitcher, Dustin May. What do you look for here?
Yeah, and as Whip tells you, he's been pretty effective this year on the mound. I mean, opposing hitters having a hard time getting on base and then being able to really distract him and do damage in terms of getting around the base path. So, taking the mound, this is a guy you want out there if you're his teammate, and I expect him to be good in this one.
Bottom of the first. And at the plate for Miami, Jesus Sanchez. In the air, left field, down the line. Yoshida puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
What a gutsy play. I always found it was difficult because of such a wide warning track here at Fenway Park. To get back there, sometimes you don't know where you are. But with reckless abandon, he goes up and challenges the monster and comes down with an incredible catch.
Griffin Conine, the next to hit, takes ball 1. 1 out, base is empty. Right through there for a strike. That one's in there. And the count 1-2. That's down and in. Still 2-2 after the foul ball.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field knock.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Good battle here, about to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Stays alive. One down, base is empty. 3-2 now. Hit hard on the ground is short. Throw on to Freeman. So it was a long battle at the plate, but they still managed to get the out. And time now for the Marlins lineup. And the challenge for this lineup today, Singy, finding a way to have success against the sinker ball.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch to hit, Boog, and even harder to elevate. Got to set your sights a little bit higher when you're at the dish. They're struggling with it. I'd expect them to make some type of adjustment. It won't take long to see how well that's.
And there's the third out. That'll do it for the inning. Back now at Fenway. Second inning set to go. Will Smith to the plate. Cabrera back to work. And that one upstairs, ball one. This to third. Sends it across to first. One up, one down.
Batting eighth, the shortstop.
Next to hit, Derek Jeter. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. That one's in there, 0-1.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
On the ground, right side. Whips it to first. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
The second baseman,
2 outs, base is empty. Stepping in, Enrique Hernandez.
Not getting the results he's wanted at the plate recently. No hits over his last 5 games.
Misses off the inside, and that is ball one. Ripped on a line. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Back here at Fenway, now the third baseman, Connor Norby. Pretty amazing athlete this guy is. Power and speed, quite a threat. I mean, you're talking about someone that could steal you a bag and go deep. Bo Jackson, anyone? And it's fouled away.
When you have a real athletic player and who's able to do the baseball mechanical things really well, look out, because the sky's the limit on that potential.
And yes, he offered at it. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Had him way out front of the slur.
Well, clearly just anxious right there, and understandably so. In an 0-2 count, you feel like you've got a lot of plate to cover, and you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. That's just one of those pitches where it's not over the plate, but because you committed to it as it was leaving his hand, by the time you realized it wasn't going to be in the zone, it's too late to hold up your swing.
One down, base is empty. He swings and fouls one off. That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
May comes set. And a breaking ball misses outside. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. 2 down, bases empty. Graham Pauly, the next up for the Marlins. And that is downstairs. Ball 1. Check swing, called strike.
Ball 2.
2 outs, base is empty. May fires. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Batting seventh, the catcher, Agustin.
Now it's the Marlins catcher, Agustin Ramirez. Homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Yoshida under it. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. Marlins leave 1. They trail in this one 3-0. Welcome back. Let's take a look at how the series has played out so far.
Been a rough start on the mound for this guy. His third inning so important for him to get on track, turn the page, settle in, do all those things you need to do to give your team a little bit of length in this one. He's trying to stay away from this lefty, knowing that a lot of left-handers like the ball down and in.
Oh, 2 now. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Base knock center field. And a good start to the inning.
Now batting, right fielder.
Here's Mookie Betts at the plate now. He's one of the few players in baseball history to win the MVP and World Series in the same season.
Yeah, that 2018 Red Sox season was special.
And so was 2024 for Mookie and the Dodgers. Just like that Boston team, LA won the World Series with the MVP in their roster. Instead of Mookie, though, it was Shohei who claimed the double. And Mookie takes. Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Turns and fires to Betts. There's the strike. Ohtani aboard here at first with nobody out. Cabrera picks over. Ohtani back in. And a 3-1 on the way. Shohei on the go. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Base knock and now a free pass. This has the makings of a big inning if they can get a couple more quality at bats.
First and second, no outs. Freeman getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
0-1's the count.
First and second, no outs. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Tap foul at the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Miami's bullpen with some action. Cal Quantrill appears to be getting loose. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score, and it's an RBI single, and they lead by 4.
Good two-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. Just kept it simple, played pepper with the middle of the infield, and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Edward Cabrera, done for the day.
Now pitching for the
Cal
Marlins,
Quantrill gets handed the rock out of the pen.
And he's had his struggles so far this year, as you can see the inflated ERA. Looking to bring that down a little bit right here.
Now it's Aaron Judge up to the plate. He's already homered in this game. And there's the strike.
0-1.
Traffic on the bases with one already in here in the rubber match of this 3-game series. Line drive, and this might be trouble. Flying around third is Betts. He'll score easily. And Aaron Judge cruising into second. He's got a double.
Back-to-back base hits. He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach is head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
Here's the third baseman. He's 0 for 1. And a strike in there. That one not close. And now it's even 1-1. The Dodgers threatening.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
Base hit, 1 run is in. Runner stops at third, and they're at the corners with nobody out.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Now here is Masataka Yoshida. And there's the strike.
You know, these Dodgers really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. Looking at the numbers, they've got 4 hits when they're behind in the count. That says they're absolutely battling at the plate and just not giving up, despite what the count says. And if you're a manager or a hitting coach, you love to see your guys really fighting for every at-bat, every pitch. It tells you a lot about how they showed up to the ballpark today.
Runners on the corners, no outs.
That's a ball.
Squirts away a little bit.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
But no advance from the runners. Quantrill back to work. On the ground. And foul ball. No outs. Runners at first and third. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Runner in from third to extend their lead. Runner holds at third, so just 1 across on the play. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
The batter now will be Will Smith. Right through there for a strike.
0-1's the count.
And fouled off. 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out. And ball one.
That's a really good take.
Battling here as he fouls it away.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. Got him. One away on the strikeout. And an excellent job keeping it right there.
Well, they get a big strikeout there, and that was a nice job behind the plate to complete the out at first while keeping those runners at second and third. That could have turned out way worse for the defense.
And now it's Jeter with 2 men in scoring position. Grounded out his first time up. That one finds the zone, and that's strike one. Up the middle. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. 1 run is in. Runners on the corners with 1 gone. And Kike Hernandez at the plate. That finds the mark on the inside corner.
0-1.
Yoshida on third. Jeter over at first with 1 away. Next offering way off the plate. Line drive, base hit. In to score is the runner from third. It's an RBI single, and they now lead by 9.
Up next is the designated hitter.
So the lineup flips over. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. Bottom of the zone and a called strike. Runners at first and second with 1 gone. And that one fouled off. Two on, 1 out. Swing and a miss, and he got him. 2 away now.
Not a great curveball there at all, but clearly he wasn't looking for it because it just dropped right into the happy zone, and it looked like, to me, the swing was a little bit late. Tells me he gave up on it early and then just tried to have that emergency hack at the last second to put it in play.
Left field, way back there. And that one is off the wall. 1 run across. Now a long throw home. But it's offline.
He beat it.
The first baseman, number 5, Freddie.
Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. That's it for Ronnie Enriquez taking over on the mound.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Freeman in the box again, takes a strike. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Swing and a bouncer. Edwards. The throw to first, and Freeman is retired. And that is the inning. But it's a huge 8-run inning for them as they open up the lead. Set for the bottom of the third. Now the left fielder.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
May ready to fire now. And another ball. That's a strike across the top of the zone.
2-2 the count.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Gets a piece and stays alive. Headed towards the corner. And that is a foul ball. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Yoshida makes the grab, and there's one down.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Betts makes the catch, and there's two away.
The right fielder, number 7, Jesus.
Back to the top of the lineup, and the batter now, Jesus Sanchez. That one in there across the letters. May delivers. Liner, base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center. Now a chance for Griffin Conant. Grounded out to short in his first trip. That's in there. It's 0-1. Sanchez leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Next one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one ripped. Lunges, but can't make the catch. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out. Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here. Fly to left his first time. Ball 1 there. First and second, 2 down here in the last half of the third. Just missed.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why, getting ahead in counts. He's been able to do that consistently, and you see the results.
Foul ball. And it remains 2-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. 2 on, 2 outs. Outside low, and it's 3-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Line drive, base hit. Sanchez around third. He will score, and it's an RBI single, and they're on the board, but lots of ground to make up.
That's now 3 hits in a row for the offense. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
And now, Connor Norby. puts it in the air out towards left center. And that ends the inning. They get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. Back here in Boston, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Aaron Judge. And that drops in for a strike.
So, Boog, you went to college in this town. What was it like for you being a college student and having the opportunity to bounce over here to Fenway Park and see some games?
Yeah, in fact, 1990, a couple of college classmates and I, we were in college. We bought standing room tickets, and then the next night got a chance to see the Red Sox clinch the East against the White Sox, and that sliding catch in the corner by Tom Brudansky. The Red Sox would end up losing to the Oakland A's in the playoffs, but that's one of the things that I'll think about in terms of memories from going to college and going to Fenway.
Well, he found himself behind in the count right there, but he didn't give in. Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you a knock.
Number 9 in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Boog, the runner at first needs to be careful right here. He's dealing with a pickoff artist on the mound.
Plenty of offense in this one, Singy. I guess you'd say kind of what we expected, though.
Well, this was a game, looking at the pitching matchup, where you expected offense to score, and not as lopsided as this. But, yeah, you definitely expected to see some offense coming up.
Check on the runner, and Judge back in safely. What about the fans at Fenway? Would they let you have it from time to time?
They're definitely intelligent baseball fans, which is awesome. They're not waiting for something to happen. They can smell a big inning or anticipate a situation setting itself up.
Slice the other way. That's a base hit. Judge around second. The throw to third, and they're at the corners with nobody out. And up next for Los Angeles, Masataka Yoshida.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
One thing I found that was very cool was making a great play to end the inning and running off the field and getting a standing ovation, even at times when you're not a player on their teams. As long as you're not winning, they will celebrate and applaud a great play on the field. These fans here, they love and respect baseball.
The 0-2. Swing and a pop-up. Ramirez settles under it. Makes the grab, one away. And up to the plate is Will Smith. 0 for 2 in this one. And he pumps it a strike. And a foul ball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Chopped left side. Norby fires to second for 1. On to first, but he beats it, and a run scores.
I promise you, there are guys that get a little bit faster when they can smell an RBI. That was a possible inning-ending double play. Great hustle, and he gets rewarded with the RBI because of it.
Now it's going to be Derek Jeter. Fly ball to right. And that is that. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On now to the bottom of the 4th. This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
All right, Singy, when you played, how much of a fashionista were you? Would you come to the ballpark dressed to the nines?
No, I wouldn't. Even on the road trips, I was, pretty average. There were some guys that would dial it up, and there'd be some outfits where you're kind of double taking and saying, where in the world are you going? But overall, I'd say I kept it low key.
Jeter makes the catch. 1 down.
Now batting, second base.
Graham Pauley, the next up for the Marlins. 1 for 1 with a single so far. First pitch misses. Up the middle, and that squirts through. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single. Now the catcher up to hit, Agustin Ramirez. Fly to left his first time. Not close with that one, and it's 1-0. Swing and a grounder foul first base side. The 1-1 is fouled off. Good job to fight that one off. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Swing and a ground ball to second. There's one. What a double play that was. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. On to the top of the 5th we go. It's the Dodgers 12 and the Marlins 1. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been struggling. Enriquez back to work. Just missed. Hernandez, versatile player, can play all over the infield and the outfield. That's a laser base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Ohtani stands in now and watches strike 1. Up and in, 1-2 to count.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Runner at first with no outs here. And there's the ball. Cut on and missed, struck him out. And there's 1 down.
He just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Betts batting with 1 down, takes a strike.
That's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground, and you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
Sometimes being lucky is a swing and miss. If he makes contact with that pitch, probably hits into a double play.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts. So they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs 1 more out.
That one fouled off. To third. Whips it across, and Freeman is retired. And that'll do it. 1 left for LA. Back in Boston, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Dane Myers. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
You know, these Marlins, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Pitch misses there, and the count 1-2. In the air, out towards left center. Makes the grab, one down. Derek Hill, the next up for the Marlins. Fly to right his first time. That one finds the zone. Strike one. Just missed. Base is empty, one away. Last half of inning number 5. Foul ball there. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Throw to first in time.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Back to the top of the Miami order. Jesus Sanchez now at the plate. That one finds the corner. That's strike one.
Well, on the mound, very efficient. Able to produce an outcome, it seems like, within the third or fourth pitch of just about every at-bat.
Two down, nobody on. Foul ball still 0-2.
Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. And the Marlins down quietly. They're looking up at a 12. We're back, and they make a change to start the 6th. The new pitcher, Seth Martinez.
Well, he struggled quite a bit, so this is another opportunity to get on the right track. He's given up more than 1 hit per inning pitch so far this season. And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
Yeah, big swing and a miss. Movement in the bullpen. Declan Cronin getting loose out there. Breaking ball misses down and away.
He's got one already tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he pops another one here.
Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they add a run. It's 13-1. Singy, he's been red hot.
Yeah, another big swing of the bat for him. Man, he is really seeing the ball well in this one. He got on plane with that high fastball, then look how his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Absolutely crushed that pitch.
Now the third baseman. In for a strike. Going 1.
0-1's the count.
That one the other way. No throw, and he's on at first.
Wise to just eat that. Otherwise, you risk throwing it into the dugout.
So a man at first. Masataka Yoshida, the next to hit. Yoshida checks his swing, appeal to third, and yes, he did. That's a swing, according to Kenny Jansen. In there at the knees, and it's 0-2. One on, nobody out, a run in, and we're in the top half of the sixth. On the ground, right side, and that one finds its way through. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Now batting, catcher
Will Smith digs in now. On the ground to third, and that's just foul. No outs, runners at first and second. Next pitch is outside. To the left side, but it is well foul. Here's a 1-2. There's a swing and a drive. Back there. Pulls it in on the warning track. Runner tags at second, and he moves up 90 feet. Runners at the corners now. One away. And next for L.A., Derek Jeter. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. And it's off the top of the wall. In comes the run from third to add on. It's an RBI single, and they extend their lead. One away, runner. At first and third. Here's Kike Hernandez.
Number 72.
And that one misses up and in. 1-0. First and third, one down. And that's downstairs. 2-0.
After giving up that home run earlier, it just doesn't seem like he wants to challenge it.
Here's a 2-1. And that one is inside. Ground ball left side, and it goes just foul. And that one hammered out towards left field. That one back there, and it is gone way over the monster. It's their second home run of the inning, and they throw 3 on the board. It's 17-1.
When you're lacking velocity, it's so critical that you move the ball around, change speeds, even try to trick the hitter at times. But when you give up a home run right there, manager doesn't have a lot of patience because the velocity's not there to overcome and get the swing and miss.
Now the Marlins manager.
Now pitching for.
So the Marlins go with a new arm, Declan Cronin.
He's throwing the ball very well overall this season. He's been really tough to get to. You see that ERA, and that's where you love to be.
Back to the top of the Dodgers order. Here's Shohei Ohtani. That misses, and that's ball 1. Next offering is fouled back. Still only 1 out here in the inning. And there's a foul ball. Nice grab. Throw to the pitcher. And very nicely done for the out. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's Mookie Betts. Singing, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things in the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
That one is blasted left field towards the monster. Gone. He made him pay for that one. Their 3rd home run of the inning, and they tack one on the board. It's 18-1. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. So many times a sinker inside is a foul ball off the ankle for the batter. But that time he did a really nice job of staying inside the pitch and getting through it.
So 2 away with nobody on. Here's Freddie Freeman now. Swing and a ball line to center. Makes a nice grab and a full sprint. And that is that. They bring 9 to the plate and 6 come around to score. 2, 3, 4 due up in the home half of the 6th. Dodgers lead it 18. Miguel Rojas. He's the new shortstop as he comes in as a defensive replacement here. Now it's the DH, Griffin Conant. 1 for 2. Matt Sauer on to pitch here.
And he's had 3 days off since he pitched last, so expect him to be totally rested. I'm sure he's itching for this opportunity right now.
First pitch just misses. And another ball. And he hits a ground ball right side. Slings to first. And that's 1 out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th.
Shortstop,
Xavier Edwards, the next up for the Marlins. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
That's back-to-back singles for him. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins. Pitch misses inside, and that's ball 1. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Over to Kike. On to Freeman. Double play. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. We're through 6 full. LA's on top, 18. Aaron Judge at the plate. He's got a couple homers already, so can he possibly do it again?
Come on, man. Of course he can. Those 2 he hit were legit, and he looks pretty locked in right now at the dish.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
1-1.
Swings through that one for strike two.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Here's the third baseman.
The batter, number 9.
Ball one on a pitch inside. And another ball.
Hey.
Swing and a line drive, base hit out into center field. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Now batting, the left
Here's
fielder.
the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Well, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover. Something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
Looks like we've got a substitution at first. Pinch running here, number 6. Next offering is in for a strike.
I think he was sitting off speed right there because he just let the fastball go by.
Ground ball up the middle, and that one handled in there safely.
The batter, the catcher, Will Smith.
So one out with 2 aboard, and now Will Smith. Swings through that one for strike 1.
0-1.
1 out. Runners at first and second. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. He sends it out of here. His second homer of this series, and they add on. It's 21-1. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Declan Cronin.
Now pitching.
Jesus Tinoco comes on now.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Miguel Rojas at the plate. Already 3 runs across in the frame here in the top half of inning number 7. Fly ball center field. Hill on the move. Hauls it in for the out.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Kike.
2 down, bases empty. Here's Kike Hernandez. He's already homered here in this one. Got it started a little too early. Strike 1.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
2 outs. Next offering misses down and away. And a swing and a miss, and that's that. So coming into the game now on defense, number 6, he's the new third baseman. Jonah Bride getting ready to hit.
The first baseman,
Sauer, 26 years old, and he was a 2nd-round pick back in 2017. And first offering is fouled off. And that skips in the dirt.
1 ball, 1 strike.
On the ground to short, Rojas. 1 up, 1 down.
up next to the Marlins, the second baseman, Graham.
Here's the second baseman, Graham Pauley. He's 2 for 2. Right through there for a strike.
Power relievers one after another coming out of the bullpen these days. Got to be ready for that first pitch heater.
Fouled off left side. One down, base is empty. In the air, left side. Yoshida in position, and he makes the catch. 2 down.
Now batting, catcher, Agustín Ramirez.
Here's the catcher to hit, Agustín Ramirez. Late on that fastball.
In the on-deck circle, you really want to use that opportunity to see some pitches and time up the fastball. Last thing you want to do is miss a good hittable fastball early in the count.
The other way, and foul ball. And that's outside. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That's back. It has the distance, gone. He'll touch them all. His second home run of the series. It's 21.
There he got a splitter that he was able to handle, allowed that pitch to travel a little bit deeper, and when it was time to come in, his hands exploded through the zone.
Dane Myers, the next up for the Marlins. Just missed.
Counts 1-0. Ball in.
Line drive. That's a hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Now batting.
So up next, Derek Hill. And that's through there for a strike. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Myers, the runner at first with 2 gone. In the air, right field. And that is foul. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out. 1 for the Marlins on the solo shot. We look ahead to inning number 8. You're dialed into the show. Back here in Boston, we go to the 8th, and now the DH, Shohei Ohtani. Tinoco back to work. And that's in for a strike. And it's 0-1. And he chases that one below the zone.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Scorched to center. No doubt about it. That is long gone. He circles the bases. His 12th of the season. It's 22-2. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I could feel that swing from the booth. Sometimes too much velocity will cause a pitcher to throw through the sink, and that means that there's more four-seam action than there is sink, and that can turn into a really good pitch to hit. Well, we saw it right there. Didn't miss a stitch on that baseball. He's got himself a home run.
Here's Mookie now. And that drops in for a strike. On the ground to the left. And that chance handled. Safe. And that's his 3rd hit. But here's Freddie Freeman.
Number 75, Justin Dean.
There's a strike. And that is out of play. 1 on, nobody out, a run in, and we're in the top of the 8th. Outside low. Now 1-2. To the right side, and that one finds its way through. And now 2 aboard.
The center fielder, number 99, Aaron.
Here. Is Aaron Judge. Year in and year out, this guy an MVP candidate.
Number 13, Max.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. 1st and 2nd here, no outs. And that's off the inside edge. 1-1. And a big swing and a miss.
Clearly is sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
That's off the mark. The count now 2-2. fights it off. He'll see another. Judge waits. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. Here's the rookie third baseman. Came into the game as a pinch runner. This is his first trip to the plate in this one. That misses the zone. Ball one. Two on, one out. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Coming home. The throw in. Safe. And the lead continues to grow. Two on with one out. Now the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. That one to first. Fair ball. Muncy on his horse around third. He'll score, and it's an RBI single.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Turned on it nicely. Definitely a little out in front of the pitch, but he didn't hook around it too much and was able.
Calvin Fauché into the game.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
And now it's going to be Will Smith. Check swing, called strike. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Dives, but it falls. And now it looks like extra bases. One run is in. Doesn't stop. Heads for home. He'll score. 2 runs are in. So one gone with a runner at third. Now it's the shortstop, Miguel Rojas.
And Boog, I'd say he's due.
And first offering is fouled off. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
Runner on at first with one gone. Kike Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And that's in there for strike one.
0-1.
And that's down and away.
1-1.
Rojas, the base runner at first with one out. Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Lead runner makes the turn at second. Coming home. The relay to the plate. Tag, too late, he scores. And the lead continues to grow. So now here's the DH, Shohei Ohtani. Pitch is in there, and that is strike one. Swings through that one.
0-2 is the count.
In the air, left field, down the line. Myers pulls it in on the run.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Justin Dean steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Batting for the first time here in the 8th inning after coming into the game as a pinch runner. Line, and that's a base hit. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. It's off the mark, and he scores. Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout. Anthony Bender will take over here.
And he's been fantastic this year. Really stingy in terms of allowing base runners. He's just got great stuff that's tough to square up.
Man at first. Here comes Max Muncy. That one misses, and that is ball one. On the ground. And that is that. But it's a huge 8-run inning for him as they open up the lead. Last half of the 8th. Justin Dean now in the game as he comes in as a new right fielder.
Number 75. Justin.
Also entering the game, Max Muncy. He takes over as the new first baseman. Jesus Sanchez now at the Kirby Yates gets the call from the pen. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again.
Number 38, Kirby Yates.
Breaking ball through there for a strike. Yates, an all-star a season ago. He features a four-seam fastball, a splitter, and he works in a slider. Fastball is outside. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
On the ground to first, and that's just foul. Fouls it off, still 1-2. And he grounds one to the right side, and it goes just foul. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
They had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Now at the plate, Griffin Conine. In the air, left field. Out, number 2. 2 outs, base is empty. And up next for Miami, Xavier Edwards. And first offering is fouled off. Line drive, that's a base hit into right field. And that keeps the inning alive.
Third baseman, number 1, Connor.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Connor Norby. 0 for 3, a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. And that one wrapped foul.
No base hits in the series for him so far, and it's clearly been a rough one. You just hope he's not pressing too hard, because that...
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Still finds a way to get off a throw, and no shot to get him at first. There's 2 aboard.
I think he got a little casual on that play and took it for granted a little bit. So maybe just as much of a mental mistake as a physical one. And with 2 outs, that's a tough one to swallow for the entire defense.
So digging in, Jonah Bride. 0 for 3 in this one. And that's a base hit. Coming home. The throw in. And he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Well, it's pretty difficult to throw a base runner out at the plate with 2 outs on a base hit to the outfield, but an excellent job of coming up with it, getting rid of it quickly, and throwing on the money. That is great technique from start to finish. Nice job to end the inning.
Welcome back as we take a look at their upcoming schedule. Swings and misses, went with the sweeper. Action in the pen down there. Andrew Nardi, the left-hander, up and throwing. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Right. Hauls it in, and there's one away. Now the third baseman.
Number 6.
Lifted in the air, out to left. Myers hauls it in for the out. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting.
2 down, base is empty. Masataka Yoshida, the next to hit. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
0-1.
2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the ninth. In there at the knees for a strike.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
And that's a strikeout. Mike Fillmore says he went around. Back here at Fenway Park, all set for the bottom of the ninth. And at the plate for Miami, Graham Pauley. And first offering is fouled off. This ball's chopped on the ground to first, and the leadoff man retired here in the ninth.
Now batting, catcher
Agustin Ramirez, the next up for the Marlins. Yeah, that's fouled off. The Dodgers up big in this one. The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. Swing and a foul out of play. Fights that one away, still 1-2. The Marlins with a lot of ground to make up here in the last half of inning number 9. Goes down looking for the strikeout. Now only 1 out remaining.
I'm not saying it wasn't a strike or, you know, it was a ball, whatever, but just the location with that velocity. It's hard enough to, even if the velocity's not great, but that velocity, that location, tip your cap.
Marlins down to their final out. Dane Myers, the next up for the Marlins. Fought off foul. Swings through that.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Yates is just 1 strike away.
Nope. Ball 1.
And now 1-2.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Got him, and that's the ball game.
So the goal when you go on the road is to at least play 500 ball. Well, they've been winning series. They win this one here, and you got yourself a little bit of breathing room, but you want to keep the same mindset. Let's go into the next place, and let's take that series again.
So this one got a little out of hand. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us for the Game of the Week.